Hello everybody. Today we are going to be jumping into lesson 4 in our ratios topic, and today we're going to be talking more about unit rates and how we can solve problems using unit rates. So just as a reminder, we learned about unit rates the past 2 days, and just as a reminder, a unit rate is a rate with a denominator, I'm going to abbreviate here, denominator of 1. So your denominator is always 1 whenever you find a unit rate. Think of unit, 1 unit, 1. So for instance, if we were talking about money per pound, that's going to have a unit of 1 because it's per. So anything with a denominator of 1, per mile, per hour, per dollar, per pound, that is what a unit rate is. So let's jump into some examples of how we can solve problems by using unit rates. So example 1 says the jet flies at a constant speed. If the jet continues to fly at the same rate, how far could the jet fly in 85 minutes? So first off, our rate is right here. It says 175 miles in 7 minutes. So to write this as a rate, I'm going to put it in my fraction form. I have 175 miles per 7 minutes. Now it's asking me how far it's going to fly in 85 minutes. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to find my unit rate. I want to figure out how far the jet is flying in just 1 minute. So to do this, I'm looking at how am I getting from 7 to 1? Hopefully we know with unit rate by now we're dividing. I'm going to be dividing by 7. And just like with all of our ratios, whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So if I divide the bottom by 7, I'm also going to divide the top by 7. And remember, you can use your calculator. So we're going to do 175 divided by 7. That gets me 25 miles. So my unit rate here is 25 miles per minute. So now that I know how fast the jet goes in just 1 minute, now I can calculate how far it's going to go in 85 minutes. So now instead of 1 minute, I have 85 minutes. And to figure out how fast I'm going, I need to look at how am I going from 1 to 85. Reminder, with ratios and rates, we only use multiplication or division. So here I know I'm going to be multiplying by 85. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So I'm going to do 25 times 85. That's going to get me 2,125 miles. So if the plane is traveling 85 minutes, it is traveling 2,125 miles. All right, let's try another one. Example 2, Grocery Giant is having a sale on Swiss cheese. How much would it cost to buy 5 slices of cheese at the same rate? So my rate is 24 slices for $7.20. I want to put cost up here because I want to do cost per slice. So I have $7.20 for 24 slices. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to figure out how much just 1 slice of cheese is. I want to find my unit rate. How much is 1 slice of cheese? So what we're going to look at here is going from 24 to 1. What am I doing to get from 24 to 1? I am dividing by 24. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So I'm going to put in my calculator $7.20 divided by 24. This is going to be 30 cents. So that means 1 slice of cheese costs 30 cents. But now it's asking, what if you have 5 slices? So now instead of 1 slice, I have 5 slices. How are we getting from 1 slice to 5? I'm multiplying by 5. Whatever we do to the bottom, we need to do to the top. So I'm going to do 0.30 times 5, and that would equal $1.50. So for 5 slices of cheese, we have $1.50. All right, let's try example 3, last one. A ferry boat travels at a constant speed of 57.5 miles in 2.5 hours. So they're traveling 57.5 miles in 2 hours. How long would it take the ferry boat to travel 92 miles at that rate? So we want to figure out how it's going to take us 92 miles. How long is it going to take us if we're traveling 92 miles? So first things first, I want to, oops, I'm sorry guys, I meant to put 2.5 hours down here, not 2 hours. 2.5 hours. So normally what we would do is we would find our unit rate. We would say, okay, instead of 2.5 hours, how long is it traveling for 1 hour? But in this case, we don't actually have to calculate anything out because it's telling us right here that they're traveling 23 miles per hour. So I already know my unit rate. I know we're traveling 23 miles per hour. You can also check this if you want. You can go ahead and you can divide. Here we would be dividing by 2.5. So if you wanted to check your math, you can put that in a calculator to check. But since we already know how far we're going in 1 hour, now we can figure out how long it's going to take us to travel 92 miles. Okay, so in this case, we don't know how many hours we're traveling, so we want to figure out miles. So we need to figure out how are we getting from 23 miles to 92. So what we can do here is we can divide. We can do 92 divided by 23, and that shows us that we are multiplying by 4. Whatever we do to the top, we want to do to the bottom. 1 times 4 is 4. So that means to travel 92 miles, the ferry boat would have had to be traveling for 4 hours.